Hello, everyone. So, this is going to concentrate on collaboration and automation using Zoho Books. So, we'll be exploring the options that we have for collaborating and automating certain things in Zoho Books. At the end, making the entire business process easier for you with our products. So, I am Bala, the product marketer that's been mentioned here. So, I take care of the marketing of the Zoho Finance products in the Middle East and Africa region, and I've been doing this for more than 2 years now, and we have a certain experience with sales and marketing earlier, and we moved to the GCC and the Middle East region initially, and now to the MEA region, and we are happily taking care of the marketing there. So let's quickly go into the session. But before we start, we have to make certain things clear for you here. So many of you might have been new to this interface here. So we have to introduce our Zoho account first and then this interface. So this is not going to be a typical webinar. Instead, this is going to be an interactive session. So we will be showing you certain things from the product, and we'll be explaining them in a step-by-step manner, and you can get that, and you can shadow those actions at your end. So you can just go ahead and follow our steps at your end. So we have this zoho.com/books. So this I have opened an UAE web page here, but you can just type in zoho.com/books in a new tab. And if you don't have a Zoho account already, you will have the start my free 14-day trial button here. So you can just click that, and once you do that, you can select your you can have a separate company. So I have UAE selected here. You can select your country so that it will be pushed to the appropriate edition. So I'm just creating a test company here with a test email address and a contact number and a password. Okay, so there is this country selected already, and I'm just creating an account. So this is that simple. You just have to go to the start my 14-day free trial button. You have to click that and go into the web page and enter these basic details to create an account. So this will get loaded, and you will have this account created. Once this is done, you'll have to enter the basic details again, but this is going to be optional. So this industry is only going to be the mandatory thing here. So all the red fields are mandatory. I'm just entering the mandatory thing, and the Emirates. So since it's UAE, I have to select the Emirate as well. So that's it. And I can just save and continue. You can edit all the other details later if you're going to use the same organization in future as well. So this is the VAT registration status there, and for now I'm selecting no, and I can do all that later. And I can enable the modules that I need for using my organization, and the inventory start date as well, since I have enabled the inventory. And this is the online payment gateways. All this you can worry about later. So I'm just creating an account there. So that's it. So creating an account is going to be this simple. And when I speak at my end, you can just go ahead and create an account, so that you will be taken to a 14-day free trial account, and you'll be seeing this. And that's it. You have to do from your end to create an account. So let's go with the session now. And we've covered these, and that's it. So I hope there is no questions. If there is any, please raise them, and we'll be there to answer you. So this is going to be today's agenda, and we started with creating an account. Please go ahead and create that while we do this, because we have several interesting tasks during the session which we give you, and you will have to perform those tasks at your end, so that you can raise your questions and get them clarified right away. So this will be an interactive session, and you can get it, you can use it to the fullest. So the agenda starts with Zoho Books features. We are not going to speak about all the features that we have in Zoho Books, since we did that 2 weeks back, and this is just going to be a recap. So we will be giving you a recap of the important Zoho Books features, and then we'll go into the introduction of the collaboration and automation features that we have in Zoho Books. And in the meantime, we'll be establishing a business scenario. So in each business scenario, there will be certain expectations that the software has to serve. So we will be establishing the expectations of this business scenario that we take, and we'll be checking on how to achieve those in Zoho Books. So what are all the collaboration and automation expectations that a business can have? We'll be listing them down, and we'll be solving them one by one for you. And in the meantime, while we solve them, we'll be giving you the tasks as well. So after that, we'll be having a recap for this session. So that's it with the agenda. And myself and my colleague Sriram will be going through this entire presentation with you. And Jayant is there for clarifying all your doubts and get all your questions answered from time to time. So we'll start with what is Zoho Books. Many of you are new to Zoho Books here, but you already would have known that Zoho Books is a accounting software. But what is more, Zoho Books is a FTA and GACT approved VAT compliant accounting software. So this is in Saudi Arabia and UAE, but we have it for the entire MEA region, approved in Bahrain as well. And we are the trusted tax solution suppliers around the globe. We are approved in several countries in India, US, Canada, Australia, UK, and Europe. So we are approved by the tax authorities, and it is an accounting software. It lets you send invoices, reconcile bank transactions, manage expenses, track inventory, and generate insightful reports effortlessly. So this is the textbook definition, of course, but in short, Zoho Books is a software that can help you manage your sales, purchases, accounting, banking, and inventory. And it can also help your business to manage your entire back office operations. So let's dive into the Zoho Books features, a recap. So we'll start with VAT compliance. VAT compliance is a very important feature with Zoho Books. So of course, we don't have the VAT compliance for all the countries, but we have it for all the major countries here. And the South African VAT is yet to be there in Zoho Books, but we'll have it soon here. But the other countries, wherever VAT has been launched, we have that in books. But for South Africa, we have a different edition where you can add the VAT and you can manage that as well. So we have the global edition, which can help you for that as well. So we have got the VAT covered more or less in all the countries. So we have the VAT complaints in Zoho Books, and then comes the multiple currencies. So Zoho Books is not a single currency accounting software, nor is any business nowadays. So we will have certain requirements to manage and fulfill the requirements with several currencies and their exchange rates. Zoho Books can help you fill the exchange rates automatically in the transactions, and it can give you certain reports that can give you the exchange rate gain or loss from time to time, and you can know how much you have gained and lost in exchange rates and sales in foreign currency. So we have that features in Zoho Books as well. Then comes the local payment methods. So online payments is not a new thing today, and on not only online payments using credit cards, we have support for all the local payments as well. So other than credit card payments and debit card payments, we have support for these. And so that's why I have to I have highlighted that in this slide, otherwise it is going to be a simple feature. So we have integrations with several online payment gateways that my colleague Sriram will speak in a while in detail in this session. And we have integrations with those online payments, which gateways which help payment collection from your customer to become easier. And this payment collection can be done with local payment methods in the countries as well. So you can use these payment methods too, powered by a certain payment gateway, and we have those integrations in books as well. Then comes banking. We will be speaking about banking in detail in a while, and for now I'll just give you an introduction. Banking in Zoho Books will help you to link your bank or credit card account with books, and you can fetch your bank feeds into the product, and you can match or categorize these feeds, and you can also reconcile your bank account. And there are scope for certain automation and collaboration in the banking module as well, and we'll be discussing about that in detail in a while. And then comes the customization of templates. So transaction templates or something that is mandatory, that is to be mandatorily present in all the software. And we have certain templates that are VAT compliant already, and that are compliant to all the regulations from the tax authorities already, and it can also reflect your organization's brand. What do I mean? You can just use the existing template, and you can edit those templates in such a way that it reflects your organization's image and the guidelines that you have in your company, and yet satisfy all the VAT compliance levels as well. So we have several customization options with the templates. So this is an illustration here to show you the templates, and we have several customization with that as well. So you can customize the templates at your end itself, and if you have any doubts, we have our support to help you with that customization, and we can get you through to have the best template possible. And then setting up alerts and automation. So apart from the features and modules that we already have in books, we have certain things that can help you to set up certain alerts whenever there is a particular significant thing happening in the organization. Consider there is a sale for a certain big amount, and you'd like to alert all the managers in your organization about that sale. Or if there is particular person who is not available today, so you will have to assign it to another another employee of your office. In that case, you can alert the other employee. All these can be automated, and we have several automation options like custom functions and email alerts and field updates and etc. What do you mean by all these? I'll explain that later. So, or my friend Sriram will be speaking about that later. So then comes creating and managing budgets. So this was not there earlier in Zoho Books, and we take our customers' feedback very seriously, and we have brought this budgeting feature recently in books. So creating and managing budgets doesn't stop with just creating a budget and seeing that from time to time. We this in the software will compare that from the previous years, and it will actually give you the report of how your company has performed over the period of years based on the budgets that you have from time to time. So we have an automation for that as well, to create and compare budgets, so you can make use of that as well. And then comes being audit ready. So what is being audit ready? So consider there is an audit from your head office, or there is an audit from a tax authority in your company. In that case, you will have to have all your reports ready right away. If it is a surprise audit, for example, you will not have time to make all those reports. In that case, you can use all the reports in Zoho Books. We have 45 plus reports in Zoho Books. So you can use them, and you can be audit ready. We have VAT audit report ready. We have our audit trails ready. You can track each and every action by every employee of your company from time to time, and you can map that, and you can get a report right away without any external work. So we have options for you to be audit ready at any time. Let's go into today's session. We have completed the features recap so far, and we are establishing a business scenario today. We are taking a typical business scenario, which is a furniture business. Woodpecker Custom Furniture is a custom made furniture retail business. So we have taken some examples of their inventory. We have a dining table, a bookshelf, a bedroom closet. So these are going to be the items in the inventory, and the Woodpecker sells furniture in their retail outlet, and also makes custom furniture on large scale for companies. So this company will not only be managing your sales and purchases, they have several other expectations as well. What are they? Let's go in. What are the expectations on collaboration front? Basic sales, purchases, accounting, it's already there. Other than that, what are the expectations they have? First thing is role-based access. So they will have several roles of employees in their company, and they have to give them role-based access rights. Do Zoho Books has that? Yeah, we'll have to check. And then comes setting up transaction approval flow. So they will have a flow wherein a salesperson will raise an invoice, and it will be approved by certain another person in the company, and only then it will be sent to the customers. Do they have, I mean, they want that as well. Then comes managing projects and sending invoices. Why do they manage projects in books? Because they take bulk orders from companies. As I said earlier, they will be managing those orders, and they'll be making them from time to time, and they'll have to track the time worked on this particular project, and they'll have to bill their customer for labor based on the number of hours worked. They'll have to manage all their projects like that in books. Then comes client portal. They are not dealing with one time customers, or they're not dealing with small consumers. They are dealing with companies. In that case, they'll have to have a catchy environment where the user can actually check their invoices and pay online. So it is more like a website, but it is a page where a portal where your client can log in and they can check all the transactions. Is that possible? Yeah, that's a question. We'll see about that. Then they also have several Zoho applications other than books there, which they are already using, like many of you would have already been using, and they have to have the link between those applications with Zoho Books. That is an important thing to reduce redundancy and save time. So they ask that as well. Then comes automation. What do they need with the automation? They need automatic payment reminders first, because they can send out invoices, but they can't track all the invoices manually. Yeah, so they have to remind their customers. Then the customers have to pay online, so they have to receive those payments online. Then their payments will get deposited to a bank, the company's bank accounts, and the bank account should be managed automatically. So what is there to automate? Yeah, we need to automate. That can't be manual. That is there. And then comes the scheduled report. So all the sales, purchases, online payments, and banking are going smoothly. And at the end of every month, you'll have to get the monthly report from the software automatically. In that case, they'll have to automate the reports to be sent to them from time to time. And then scanning documents. So after they check the reports, they might have missed certain transactions, or they have certain expenses, like so paying something out, the electricity bills, the operational and non-operational expenses that the company can have. All these should be uploaded to Zoho Books, and there should be some automation for the transactions to be created and synced with the bank account. Possible? Yeah, we'll have to see. And then certain workflows. So other than all these, they have certain workflows in their company, and they'll have to automate that as well in books. They are asking that as well. And then comes extending Zoho Books. So yeah, Zoho Books is already there, and you have done certain automation and all the collaborations, and fine. But other than that, can you extend Zoho Books to outside? Can you link that with other applications that we use, or can you link that with our website, where my client will be coming and ordering things for their website, for their business from my website? So there is one order that has been placed in my website, so it should be linked to Zoho Books, and an invoice should be generated there. Possible? Yeah, we'll have to see. So these are going to be the expectations. How to achieve these expectations in Zoho Books? Let's see about that one by one. Let's start with collaboration, and I'll take you through the entire collaboration process. And I have Sriram, my colleague, who will be taking you through the automation process. So don't worry about this getting to presentation heavy, and I'll be showing you these, and I'll be showing you how to do that in product, and you'll be shadowing those actions at your end. Now we are nearing the tasks area. Let's see about the first option that I asked, role-based user access. So yeah, let's check how we have the users and roles in Zoho Books. So yes, we have this organization that is ready here, and I have created an organization for Woodpecker Custom Furniture here. So you would have created an organization now, or you can log into your existing organization, just like how I said in the earlier slide. And let's go into users and roles for now. Going into users and roles is simply, you have to it's very simple. You have to go to the settings option, select users and roles. So here, this role section will help you to create new custom roles. So inside roles, you have this new role button. You have to click that, and you have several modules listed here. You can enable or disable certain access rights. you have view, create, edit, delete, and approve option for all the modules. And you can have the reports and settings access to be given to a certain user or something like that. You can do that as well. And you can save this role. I'll just have to give a name. I'm creating a test role, and I'm saving it now. So I have several roles created already, and I have this test role that I created now. So now if you can count to this all users, and if you have certain employee at your end, you can just invite them here. So I'm just inviting Jayant. So yes, and I'm inviting him to the test role that I created. So he will have access only to the access rights that I gave in the test role. So this is how you create a role. So that is how we have, that is what we have done now. So we have created a user role and customized the access rights, and then we have invited users as well. So let's see what is in store next. Next is with transaction approval. So they Woodpecker wanted to have a approval flow set up in Zoho Books, and they want their transactions to be approved by a certain approver in their company, and they wanted to do that as well. So let's see how to do that. So we have to come to the approvals. So for that, you go to settings again, preferences, and there we have approvals. So preferences is for you to make preferences of all the modules here. And since we are making a certain preference about the approvals, we are coming here, and I'm just enabling sales approval. So for purchases, I'm enabling the purchase approval as well. So once this is done, it will actually reload this organization for you to make the changes, and it will reflect in your organization right away. And while it reloads, we'll just go ahead and check what is there. So I have to set up a flow first with the transaction approvals, and then I have to create transactions and test this approval. So how this works? Yes. So this is back, and I am going to, so we have enabled the approvals. I'm going to invoices. So this, I'm starting with the sales transaction here. You can try it for sales or purchases. That's your call. So once I have enabled it, I'm coming back to the dashboard, going to invoices, and I'm creating a new invoice now. So when creating a new invoice, I just have to create this invoice, selecting a few things here. I have to select to whom I'm selling what. So to whom I'm selling, and the date of supply. Maybe I'm supplying it on the same day today, for example. And I'm selling what? I'm selling some camera. Or since this is a wood shop, I'm sending this dining table. So this quantity, and I'm having it as 100, and I'm just selecting a VAT rate there. And yeah, that's it. I'm just saving it as draft. So this is this item is not already in stock now, so I'm just adding that as well, so that it will create a back order there. And I'm saving it as draft now. So this, once it is saved as draft, since we have set up an approval flow here, I'll have to submit for approval here. So I'm just clicking this submit for approval button, and I'm sure, and it will go to the approver. So since I'm an admin in this organization, I have, and my role has options for approving this transaction. I have this approve button here. Otherwise, it will show as submitted for approval, and the approver will see this. So he'll get an alert, and then he'll see this, and he or she can approve the transaction clicking this button, and yes. So that's it with approvals. And once it is done, it will have the send invoice button here. Before getting approved, this cannot be sent to the customer. Once you click the send invoice, you can send it to the customer via email, or you can take a printout of this and you can send it to the customer. So that's it with approvals. And let's check on what we have to next. This is the first task for today. I've showed you how to create a role, and how to invite a user, and how to set up the transaction approval, and how to create an invoice and check the approval flow. So we have 5 minutes time, and please try this at your end. And I'll also be showing you this again now. I'll go slowly for 5 minutes. please take this time to shadow these actions there. And if you get any doubts in the middle, please ask them right away in the left pane, clicking the questions button. We are there to answer you at the question section. And now to shadow these actions, you have to go to settings first. Settings is at the top right corner of your screen, and you will have the gear icon. Plus that gear icon, and you will see the users and roles. Click that. Once you're in, you will see the roles option at the top left corner. Click the roles and then click the new role. Let me show you that. And again, so please shadow this at your end. Gear icon at the top right, and users and roles. You have the roles option at the top left. Click that, and a new role at the top right. So you can have this have the same role, or you can just enable or disable some action rights there, and then you have to enable these as well, many things. So based on your preferences, you can just go ahead and enable it and save it. So yeah, you have to give a name for this role, and I'm giving an admin copy role, for example, and I'm just saving it. So that's it with creating a role. So once you do that, go to all users and invite a user. Click this and have an email ID from your side entered, and you can just have a name entered, and you can just have the role selected and send the invoice to the send the invite to them. So that's it with inviting the users. So once this is done, you can go to the preferences, and you can go to approvals. And in the sales approval, you can just since I have already enabled it here, it shows like this. Otherwise, you will have the enable sales approval button in the middle. Click that and enable the sales approval and save it. So once this is done, the page will get reloaded again. And after the reload is done, go to invoices module in the sales section. Click the plus new button and enter the basic details in the invoice, like select the customer's name, the item name, and the mandatory fields like invoice date and date of supply. Whatever is there, please enter that alone, and go ahead and save it as draft. So once that is done, you will have the submit for approval button at the top right. Please click that and check if the approve button comes. Click approve the transaction, and you will see the end of it. So that's it. Let me show you this again. Settings, users and roles, new role, and then you've enabled the approvals, and then you have come and created an invoice. Invoice is just an example. You can create several transactions. Everything will have the same approval flow, and then you can just go ahead and save it. So that's it with this task. So we'll have 30 seconds more for you to perform this. So after this, we'll just go to the next section. So I hope there is no doubts with this. If there is any, please go ahead and ask that in the questions tab. We'll be there to answer you right away. Our colleagues are answering them one by one now. So yes, that's it with the first task, and please try it at your end and ask any questions anytime. Now comes the next option, which is managing the projects. So managing having the user added, getting the basic invoices ready, the approvals ready are totally fine. What about projects? We get Woodpecker gets big orders from companies, and we have those orders processed, and we manage them as projects, and we work on them for months, and we deliver the products. How do we manage that in Zoho Books? Let's see. So we have the projects module in the time tracking area in the left pane, and we have projects. Opening that, you can create several projects like this. I have 4 projects already, but you'll have to create a new project, clicking the new project button at the top right. Give it a name, maybe shares order, and this is for a particular customer, Credence Consulting Company. And how are we going to build them? That is the main thing here. So you'll have to we have 4 options for you to select. First is fixed cost for project. So if you're going to do this entire project, and you'll have to get you're getting it paid in bulk, as one particular payment at the end of the project, you can select that as fixed cost for project. Otherwise, based on project task, maybe you have been uh, working on this project for several hours, and you select, you get paid for the number of hours you worked on this project. In that case, you can choose that if it is that simple. Otherwise, yeah, it will have several tasks. For example, you'll have this particular project will have cutting of wood. It will be polishing the wood. It will be painting the chairs. It will be assembling the chairs, and it'll be again it will be transported. So all these are different tasks that are present in this project. So based on each and every task and its pricing, you can have the task horse build. So in that case, you can choose the third option. And fourth option is for the companies that are working, that are employing several roles of employees in one project. For example, there are three levels of roles that are working in the same project. In that case, you can have their hours billed separately based on their the amount that they charge. In that case, you can choose the fourth option. So you can choose a particular option, and you can have the data entered here. So since I have chosen based on project hours, I have to enter the rate per hour. So I'm entering 45 AED per hour. So this AED is the base currency of this organization. You have your choice to have your own currency, of course, but don't worry about the currency that is here. So 45 AED per hour is my charge, and then I am adding several users who are going to work in this project. So I'm using different people from the company who are using the project here. So who are working in this project, and I can have the tasks added. So all the tasks that are going to be in this project, like cutting wood, polishing, painting, etc., and all these are billable. And yes, save. So that's it. I've created the project. This is going to be this simple. You have to come to the projects module in time tracking, and you have to create a project. So that's it with creating a project. And then comes logging time. So you've created the project, you have started working on the project, you have to log time, and then you have to manage the transactions as well. So how do you do that? So let's see. And let's see with the task number two. So this is going to be the task number two for you. You have to create a project, you have to log time, and check the timesheet, and creating a transaction. You might think that I spoke only about the creating the project, but not about the other steps here. I'll show you that one by one, and your time starts now. And we will have 5 minutes for the second task, and we'll please shadow your actions with me. So you have to go to the time tracking module, projects, new project. I've showed that already, and then you have to click log time inside the project, and you have to add time entries, then new transaction button inside the project, and create a new transaction for this project. Let's see about that. Let's go in, and so as I've told you, come to the projects module, create new project, clicking here, enter these basic details just like I did now, and save this project. I hope there is no doubt here. And of course, you will have some complicated cases here, like you will be paying you will be getting paid in installments, or you will be having some other billing method that you would like to manage. In that case, you can get in touch with us. We'll have the support information at the end of the session for you, so that you can get in touch with us, and we will be sharing all the details that we know about how to manage different cases in projects. And if you have any customized case, we can have a call arranged, and we can solve your case one by one. We have many people in support who can help you with this. We are totally ready to get you onboarded smoothly with these options clarified. So yeah, we'll do that. But for now, we are just in familiarizing you with the product, and we are showing you the simple steps here to start using the product. So that's why we are going with the simple project creation here. So you can create a project using this space here, and once that is done, you have to go into the project. So this is the project I've created, and I've opened it now, and I'm logging the time. So you have the log time button at the top right. I have to click that, and so this is the project, and this I am logging the time in painting. So I worked for 4 hours today for painting, and I'm just adding the duration. 4 hours worked, it is billable, and I worked for it, so I'm selecting my name here, saving it. So I am just I have just added a time entry here, and consider I bought the paint for this painting job, so there is this paint to be added as well. So I have a new purchase bill that can be created. So purchase bill is for the paint that I created, and I have invested in my brushes here, so that it's going to be an expense. So the brush is not going to the customer, so it's going to be an expense here. In that case, I can create an expense as well here from here itself, so that it will be associated to this project. So you can create several transactions here, but since you have the time entry, and since you have something to be built to a customer, let's go ahead and create an invoice. Let's get paid soon. So I'm just creating an invoice here, and you these are the preferences that you can have in your invoice, so that I'll have the project name here, and the serial number or date range or something like that. Whatever you need, you can have that here, and all the unbilled expenses and unbilled bills are to be added, but we don't have any. I'm just selecting it so that you can see that option when you do that. And once I have clicked the save button, I'm seeing this invoice which have the 4 hours 45 dirham per hour, 180 added already. So I can just go ahead and select the rate, tax rate for this invoice, and the date of supply, and save it as draft. That's it. So since we have enabled this approval, we cannot save and send it from this space right away. We'll have to approve this, and only after that we can send it. So that's it with the invoice creation for this project. So I hope you have been shadowing the steps at your end as well, and you can go ahead and choose the projects and do that. So 3 steps here: creation of project, adding time entry, creating a transaction for this project. So creation of project plus new, adding a time entry is going into the project and clicking the log time button, and after that you come to the new transaction, and creating an invoice will help you once you have the time entries added. So that's it with projects. So I hope there is no problem with this task. If there is any, please raise them in the chat section, questions section, and we'll be there to answer you right away. So let's quickly continue about the next expectation Woodpecker has about the client portal. Zoho Books has a client portal, which is a space where your clients can log in and check your transactions. So we have this portal which has a dashboard like this, and it will be showing you your clients, the outstanding invoices, the available credits, and the retainer invoices that is there for the advance payments made, and the last payment made, and all the necessary details about the client. They can also add their card entries here. They can if you are automatically charging them, and they can edit that card as well. And other than the card details, they can also enter the billing and shipping addresses, which they can edit at any time to time, which will get uploaded, and it will be synced to your Zoho Books organization. And they can see the other transactions like estimates, invoices, sales orders, payments made, everything in the left pane. And they can go ahead and make online payments from here right away, so that it will be synced to your Zoho Books, and it will be synced to your bank account as well, and it will be totally automated at the Zoho Books' end. So we have the client portal which is ready for your clients to access as well. You just have to give them an access right, and that's it with the client portal. Then comes the other integrations. So as I told you already, Woodpecker First Furniture Company is already using certain Zoho Books products. They have their Zoho CRM for managing the sales, and they have Zoho Sales IQ for managing the support, and Zoho Desk for managing the tickets from their customers. They have that already there, and they have their chat interface in their website where their customers can raise their questions and they'll be answering. So, and the sales, the CRM part should be the main thing that should be linked to their Zoho Books account. So is that possible? Yes, we do have that possible in Zoho Books. In settings, we have integrations option. And in integrations, we have Zoho apps and we have several applications here. So as you can see, you have Zoho CRM in the first place, and you have other options as well. So Woodpecker wants their CRM account to be connected to Zoho Books. You just have to click connect and get it connected to Books. So that is it with the integration. So we have other integrations as well, which we'll be speaking about in the second part of the session. And so with this, we have come to the end of the first part.